Street Shadows streams. This time roughly estimating about around 2 hours or so.
文句とは失礼な言いようだな。わしの鋭く洗練された目に向上の余地が見えたというだけだ。
滝役を呼ぶか？その向上の余地というのはどれほどあるんだ？
口が達者だな。わしは彩りを添えよと言いたいだけだ。
Hello Dixon, how are you doing, man?
何かお前のさえ渡る軽口以外にな。差し当たっては馬屋近くの竹林に隠れ住むとしよう。静かなところでこの乱れた世に思いを馳せるのが。
Hello J Killers, welcome to the stream.
伊吹の言う通りだ。花の種を集めてこよう。青いボタン一号がお気に入りであったはず。
またどうして？
色鮮やかなものを見つけ、
俺なんかでさえ
その種を集めるか。腹が上がるほど良き贈り物になろう。
刃の腕前じゃない。人に望みを与えられることだ。
Now, first things first today is obviously me checking out the gear and improvements for this hideout. So before we move on into various quests and whatnot. Oh yeah, Dixon, I can imagine that. Why no breaks, vacations, whatever?
No days off, just sleep, work, sleep, work.
That sounds so brutal.
Tribute show. There was symphony orchestra. It was cool.
I can imagine Rammstein tribute show being good because at least Rammstein is fucking good live. Okay, let me see what I can dismantle here. Oops. So let's see what this is.
It was in SVG Halley.
Okay, okay, sounds good. Look, upgrading these items can be a bitch. Very, very expensive. So many different options to upgrade, but I don't know. These are all locked down. And let's check out the setup for this main character. And also let's switch to the other character to upgrade a little bit of this. Now this is sometimes very boring, and I guess from the audience point of view, actually let's check out this way. I guess this is from your perspective, this is very, very boring in the game, because instead of action I'm just basically going through these various items. But of course this is very important for me as a gamer to make sure I have the good items here.
My favorite songs and performances were Engel, Rammstein, Fire Fryen song.
That sounds very good, Chegulars. Okay, I think I'm ready to do a little bit of upgrading. Yeah, Rammstein is such a phenomenal live band that I can imagine even a cover band being a very good. I've been lucky to see, Rammstein 3 times live. And they are such a great band.
am not so much Rammstein fan, but I wanted to see the FX and pyros.
Yeah, but it's definitely worth seeing. Actually, when I saw Rammstein for the first time, I mean, it really made me a fan, to be honest. I mean, back in 2005, I was like, this is not my cup of tea and all that stuff. And when I actually saw them live, I was like, what the fuck, this is so great. Shit, I'm running out of money with this main character here. Last but not least, gotta do a little bit of dismantling.
Rammstein extremely solid.
Yeah, I mean, I love their albums too, but Rammstein is even better, but live. That's really when you realize how they are so fucking good.
Sign of the horns, 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 Blackbird.
That's funny, Zachary, when you
Great and fantastic show.
put so many emojis, it was like, sign of the horns, 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 Blackbird. I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, Marcus, glad that you have seen them live because it's really the great stuff, live. But like I said, I mean, I love them live too. So I mean, albums too. But yeah, live is where they really excel even further.
One of the rare bands that managed to drag me out. Du Haust is the only song I ever heard from Rammstein.
Yeah, Zachary, you should check out, in my opinion, their newer albums. To be honest.
Even though it was tribute, I enjoyed the live more than the music.
Yeah, like I said, they are very, very good live, and I can imagine a tribute show properly done would really do the trick. Money and items well spent. All right. All right, now that these mandatory, even more scouts. Now that these mandatory stuff is taken care of.
Rauta ever played Neo 2?
No, never even played the first Neo. I just didn't like how the game looked like. It was, while it was obviously real time, for some reason the whole game made me look like it was almost like, turn-based combat. I mean, the guys, the kind of the enemies were like hanging out, like, okay, I'm gonna, you know, load my animation, so to speak, and I'm like, the fuck, this is so boring. No, never played Tenchu either. Okay, I think I'm going to start Harima area. Last session I pretty much figured out, completed Iga, so I have quite a few areas now completed, more or less. And it's time to, I mean, I have this. Yeah, I mean, XCOM would be my cup of tea. So Yamashiro, Omi, Iga, Itsumi Setsu, all taken care of. But that's only like 4 areas compared to how many more I have waiting, like Ki, Yamato, Harima, Tamba, and Wakaza. So lots of different areas. So I'm thinking of starting to conquer this land now. But maybe I'll just pick some quests which are then again I still have this one mission in Iga, so maybe I should.
Have you played it?
Deadly Premonition, no, I've read only reviews and to be honest didn't see that much interesting to me. Southeast of Hiyama, Kashiwara village.
Simos in South Park or Family Guy? I like South Park the most.
Simpsons out of these 3. Never watched much of Family Guy. Didn't see, you know, kind of my thing. Deadly, that whatever it was. East of Kashiwara village. Okay, let's just scout.
South Park and Ren and Stimpy.
Okay, these are all here. So as I was saying, never watch Family Guy. Didn't seem kind of like my thing, and
Simpsons was good for the first 8 or 12 seasons. South Park stayed good to this day. Never bothered with Family Guy. Not my kind of humor.
yeah, Family Guy always felt like not my thing at all. But I also gave
Solid.
I always also gave up on South Park around 2005. I don't know, it just felt like it didn't really do the trick for me, and it didn't help that South Park has always been kind of like an ugly looking show, you know. Simpsons, I mean, I started watching from the very beginning with my kid, and it has been surprisingly entertaining. But Futurama is so much better. That is definitely more my cup of tea thing. And what else you went? Ren and Stimpy. Didn't watch it much ever. So fuck, I'm supposed to pick
After
this
the
one.
first few seasons I quit watching South Park, but then some years back bought the seasons I liked on DVD. Then somehow the seasons shut. It asterisk.
Okay, makes sense.
Now own 'em all.
Metalocalypse was like kind of like nice because um, you know, they kind of had a good thing going on with the metallic idea, but I don't know. It kind of was not that good.
Simpsons is the worst of the three I said. Futurama is solid, but then there is American Dad, Bob Burger's King of the Hill and other.
King of the Hill is pretty nice. What others you asked, I probably missed. But yeah, Futurama would be my favorite among those bigger, animated series.
American Dad and Bob's Burgers fall into the Family Guy section for me.
Can't say I have seen American Dads and Bob's Burgers. Ah, there's one more. Quest, and I thought I already did this one. Maybe not then. Alright, let's go here. But yeah, I haven't still even watched all the Futurama seasons. I've been having a break from it recently. No reason whatsoever except that I have other shows I've been watching. But yeah, I've been watching The Simpsons every now and then, episode here and there with my kid. And it has been fun, like a kind of a parenting time, something mutual to watch. But we're still like early season 3, so there's so much to see. Mostly I don't even give a damn about animated programs. I mean, they just don't mostly do the thing for me.
Should continue Elden Ring or Armored Core, but too easy to just stay on the laptop and watch Rauta play as Creed.
Yeah, I hear you. What do you say? Basila is very good.
Something episodes also 5 times.
Splinter Cell might be interesting, but I just don't like the animated series that much, so that's one of my main thing that to lose me interest. I mean, if I want to see something animated, I most likely just, play a game instead. That's just how it is. So that's why I don't really watch animated series. Splinter Cell, technically speaking, should be, right up my alley. Oh no, I'm not gonna go travel again to this particular place. I just rather get back to this quest giver later on. But I mean, if they did say Splinter Cell in live action series, I would be like, take my money. I remember enjoying the early Splinter Cell game a lot. And the world is very, very intriguing. This actually reminds me that I should be selling items too, for which I would require a vendor. But okay, let's get this This whatever quest dude killed the Godai of Earth. Leave or die. I think I'll choose the
Oblivion Remastered is really good. The character customization is the best.
I think I'm gonna just shoot this dude in the face. Yeah, Morrowind would be probably nice to play if it was remastered for some reason. And I kind of want, play Oblivion since it's been remastered. I kind of missed it back in the days when it came out. So, didn't play it back then.
I have played Morrowind a bit.
I remember how my friends were really like into Morrowind. If we had like a role-playing session, they would be comparing their own respective experiences with the game. Like, hey, have you done this? Or have you done that? Or how did you, complete this and that mission? It was kind of like very interesting to hear those stories because it was like, hey, I need to play that too. Okay, there's this another Godai Shinobi. Now while I'm here around this area, why not? I think I'll just quickly teleport nearby and sell some items and move on. But yeah, the problem with the games are there's so many games, so little time, and you kind of have to figure it out which one you're gonna go with. Because you really can't just play every fucking good game you kind of want to. So there's always like this fear of missing out kind of thing. And sometimes you bet the wrong horse. Like back in the days, I got, for example, 2 first Fallout games at work. But I chose to play something else, and of course, getting later to those games didn't feel exactly the same anymore. And nowadays, when I tried them, I was in Spain. I don't know when it was, last year, year before that, and I was like, hey, I'm finally gonna, try to play those early Fallout games since I missed them back in the days. And man,
Deliverance 2 and the first are good, but I play CS2 the most.
And I didn't, like the first Fallout games anymore. It didn't feel like I need to play them at this point. So and the Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is definitely very, very interesting to me, but I haven't had the time to play it. As you can see, I'm still so much unfinished with Assassin's Creed shadows.
目についたものはあるかい？
I haven't been even thinking about what would be my next game when I'm done with this. I kind of want to continue with the A Plague Tale Requiem when I'm done with this. But the thing here is I couldn't stream it on PlayStation 5 like I'm doing this. And about Far Cry 2, yeah, I would need to play it on PC, which is not too tempting at this moment, but maybe someday I will.
用があったら呼んどくれ。
Because I do really love Far Cry games. So I had this one mission. Okay, let's fast travel. Because I'm young, a little bit sleepy, let's take some whiskey. What is a game stream on Saturday night? Far Cry 3 was amazing. Really one of those 10 out of 10 first-person shooters for me. I really fucking love that game so much. I really liked very much Far Cry 4, Far Cry 5, Far Cry 6. But Far Cry 3 really had this great fucking story, great gameplay, everything was so new. I remember seeing it at the Gamescom Expo in Cologne. So, yeah, I was a Far Cry 3 fan from Twisted Metal I only know by name.
I like that I can burn things and the fire spread, but that's about it.
Markus, you're missing out in my opinion, but hey, individual likes to individual people. I like Far Cry, you know, spreading fire and all that stuff. One of the things is that I get to choose my own way of approach. You know, whether I'm gonna go stealth with bows and knives, or if I want to just go with machine guns and stuff. Not to mention vehicles. The open world with vehicles and ability to choose different items, you know, it is so much more than any of those Call of Duty games where you just go like a railroad. You don't get to choose the weapons, you don't get to have vehicles and all that stuff, so it's very different. And I remember the weed burning mission, that was so much fun. Alright, we got some upgrades for these quests already. I played Far Cry Primal and Far Cry Blood Dragon 2. And Primal was the most boring one. I mean, it had some nice things going on, but it was kind of too lengthy for the given style. And Blood Dragon had some cool things too. It was so cool because it was Michael Biehn as the voice actor.
Souls games don't have civilians, but I appreciate that design choice more than taking me out of the game if a few wrong key. I like COD games, but they are like 200 GB or more, so no thanks.
I don't care about the COD games, you know, like how much space they take. I mean, if they're good games, doesn't matter. And I totally get the From Software appeal, but I just hate the difficulty thing, you know, no denying. Okay, these side quests seem to be... This Yukian is level 38 and I am actually 38, so doable. And also this one side grave kind of a thing. I guess I'll get to it eventually.
Alright, it's made by Ubisoft. Makes sense. Been railing against them for a good while. Them, and Sony, and and so many more. Conquer bot for day.
Yeah, I am kind of like, I mean, I like Ubisoft games. I just do like the style, how the games are. But like I said, it's partially because they how they do the open world games, really.
That I can appreciate.
Yeah, and because it's just like, I just happen to like the open world games in general. I mean, I don't care what company it is. So I'm not like against any of the given companies these days, be it EA, be it Activision or whatever. But I definitely in general, I would say I definitely in general like Ubisoft game than not like. With other companies,
now that they made actually good update for the gamers.
yeah. But for me, like most of the games are like, you know, just some games are good and some games are not. I don't really.
The most impressed by level/world design I've ever been was Dark Souls 1. Not really open but kind of, but it all ties together extreme. All intertwined somehow in loop.
Yeah, I heard good things about the Dark Souls games, obviously.
Saints Row 1 and 2 are awesome but not the others.
Saints Row is another series I have been supposed to start a long time ago, but for some reason, maybe just having too many games, never played it. So like I said, there are always too many interesting games. Always. Alright, let's take this tomb for a while. I think I remember the reason why I didn't finish this the last time.
The first has brilliant design, the rest of their games are just great games, but the first game's map design, chef's kiss.
Yeah, I guess I need to play that game someday.
Did you play Just Cause or Mercenaries?
Didn't play Just Cause or Mercenaries.
Games I liked I learned from Yahtzee. I would play Dark Souls but I hate the three-person thing. First person is the best.
I'm like, do I remember correctly or am I just imagining things?
First, third, both will do. However, Hitman made third person somewhat weird above shoulder from the side. Took a while to get used to it.
Yeah, I'm also the same, like, I don't really care if it's first person or third person if the gameplay itself is good. Okay, I'm clearly imagining things.
Nice to see the game that made Japan mad.
Yeah, indeed.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's fun that they got so upset with the whole idea of, you cannot do this or that in Japan.
They were furious.
Yeah. So this is barred from the other side. And there is already this explosive what you call it, vessel. So I'm thinking like, okay, there must be some other way to sneak in. So I'm either missing a secret entrance or whatever. So bear with me. There is something that I just need to find. For some reason, I think I saw something like something you can blow up with the explosive item, but what the fuck, where it was? Cannot clearly remember it.
Mein lieben Wolfenstein.
I remember liking some of those Wolfenstein games, but I also remember I didn't like the latest one, I think. Oh, the latest one was actually bad if it's the one with which was kind of like spin-off. But even the previous ones, like there was this what you call those fucking bullet sponge kind of things. Those boss fights were just simply annoying. I'm clearly missing something.
Got Wolfenstein New Order somewhere here but never really played it.
Yeah, New Order is good. It's really good. And even those stories that they kind of start rather silly, they actually are pretty good in that sense too. I'm clearly missing some kind of a cue here. And I don't feel like I should be Googling it, but...
The first time, we'll try it again someday. Even Dark Souls didn't click the first time, stayed away for months after my first attempt.
Yeah, I totally understand, Marcus. Arkham Asylum was really good, but I liked Arkham City even more. And Arkham Knight was a fun game as well. So what if I just shoot the motherfucker? No. Since this door is blocked and the other one doesn't have anything in it, where on earth
Soul
would
Calibur.
it be? Soul Calibur, never played it. Could these lakes be some kind of a thing? No. Not deep enough for diving. Like, what the fuck? Almost like giving some kind of a...
Skyrim is good, but there is nothing more that I can do in the game.
Yeah, Skyrim.
I like Batman, was excited for the games, couldn't play. Some games have this weird, engine, whatever, thing that make me get a migraine in. Batman games had it as well, couldn't play.
Oh, sorry to hear that, Marcos.
Don't know what it is, as I can play 99% of games just fine.
Okay, so there's this weird wooden door. What the hell this could be? Or could it be that this can be blown into bits after all? But yeah, I also played the fourth not Assassin's Batman game. What the hell it was called? Arkham Origins, yeah. And that was, I mean, it was good, but not as good as the other Arkham games. And I remember reading about it in some of those reviews that it's not as good. It was done by a different studio and something like that. But it maybe because the reviews kind of made me expect a little bit less. Maybe that's why I actually ended up liking it more than I anticipated. No. Okay. Now I'm gonna Googling because I kind of want to do it, but I have no ideas what I'm missing, and I'm just gonna take this shortcut. So, hold on.
Instead of a fail screen, this game should just stop going forward upon failure until the player commits seppuku to start over.
Yeah, indeed.
Audition is a classic Japanese horror movie.
Yeah, I didn't like Audition that much. I remember seeing it, but nah, it didn't resonate me too much.
By the great Takashi Miike, also made Ichi the Killer and the much more laid-back Agitator, both solid gangster flicks. On Ibaba. Shogun Assassin. Got on Ibaba waiting on the table in the living room, been meaning to watch it one of these days. Shogun Assassin and Wolf and Cub, whatever it was, cut from excellent. What Finnish death metal bands is there? I One No Soda Jumala, Torture Killer, Ripikulu and Messiah Paratroops.
Okay, apparently this is all about Yasuke going through the door. How come I never remember that thing? Apart from about Finnish death metal bands, I think along with Torture Killer, I would say the best Finnish death metal band is Morbid Vomit, actually. And this was that easy, because I remember giving it up earlier because I didn't have Yasuke back in the days. I mean, to do this.
Rauta, your blasphemy interview is legendary. Cheers from Western Canada.
Thank you, Greggy Saunders.
Morbid Vomit have anything to do with impaled Nazarene?
No, Marcos, I don't think they have anything to do with that. But I think Morbid Vomit is nowadays like bygones. I think the natural successor to that is Ritual Hammer.
Absence of war does not mean peace album. Rauta, do you know the dudes that play in Soda Jumala?
I know some. I don't know all the guys who played in Sota Jumala. Okay, this was a dead end. God damn it. And at the moment I don't even remember. I don't remember all the members from, but for example, Infection, who obviously play in Horna, was in Sotajumala, of course.
Torture Killer is very good in my opinion, and I rarely listen death metal.
Yeah, Torture Killer is definitely one of the better in Finnish ones. Yeah, Finland is very, very small in terms of, you know, always the same guys in the scene, but, you know, that's how it is in Norway too. You know, the scenes are indeed very, very small. Okay, now I'm running in circles, it seems. But it doesn't matter whether we're talking about Finnish death metal scene or black metal scene. Both circles are pretty small and they are overlapping a lot. So a lot of same guys play in death metal scene and black metal scene.
Marduk is playing shows in Mexico.
Yeah, Marduk is playing everywhere. Marduk and Mayhem and Immolation are actually doing gig here in next, was it March, April probably, and that actually looks pretty nice. Fuck. I ran way too hard. Blah. Almost. Fuck this. I guess I need to just fetch another.
What is Legion doing? Is he making
The last news I heard about.
is the Nordic metal cruise to see Impaled Nazarene and Nightside.
The last thing I heard about Legion, I don't know if this is true, is that Legion was doing something, you know, with those biker club things. Some were mentioning that he was maybe in trial or something, but to be honest, I don't know if that's true. But I need a new... Okay, here it is. A new container. But seems like Legion from Marduk pretty much changed his Marduk career for a motorcycle thing. Fuck you, motherfuckers. I'm gonna fuck you up. So fucking hard to try to do this close combat in such a limited space. Yay, we got the Kofun thing. So, better treasure and more knowledge points. This was surprisingly short Kofun thing, which I'm happy for. I'm not too big of a fan of these places. Okay, now these local area quests are done. It's time to move on to something different, as was the original plan of this particular gaming session today. Alright, so okay, what we have here is all these Godai Shinobi things done.
Night Aside will tour the world one day.
Hello, Azagdoth. Yeah, well, to be honest, I wouldn't mind if we get a little bit touring. I wouldn't mind me seeing the world. Now, the good thing is, if, you know, I get on tour with Nightside, then I can actually do Rauta stuff while doing that. So the benefit of, you know, getting Nightside on the road is also good for Rauta, because I can always bring out my, you know, camera and start doing that kind of stuff too. So let's hope that Nightside gets some a little bit of those gigs outside Finland. Okay, let's see where this dude is. South of Himeji Castle. Okay, it's probably here. Alright, I guess I first just have to
Would you ever
fast travel.
Fest or you prefer Turku Satanel?
Well, we played with Nightside last Steelfest, and we have played with Nightside 2 times at Turku Saatanalle. So both are very good. Both are among my favorite festivals. Fuck, it's 15 past 2 already. I was told recently, I don't remember who it was, but it seems, according to rumors, Varg has moved back to Norway.
Rauta want to ruin his relationship with Turku Saatanalle and reveal some performers.
Well, I won't be revealing those performers. They will be soon announced anyway. But we are planning to do live reveal, a stream reveal on 8th of November in Marianhamina, where both Nightside and Cannibal Accident is playing. Now, Cannibal Accident is worth mentioning because it's Jussi's band, Jussi from Metalli Helvetti.
He broke up with his wife and all those kids. He will go to hell for child support even if he flees to Norge.
So the thing here is, if we can pull it off, we will do a live stream from Marianhamina. I don't think Varg split up with his wife, but what do I know? I think they moved to Norway as a family, but hard for me to say for sure because, like I said, it's only a rumor. But it was from someone who seems to know him, so I don't know.
Varg and his wife divorced. Varg lives in my garage now. We are working on new version album together.
Yeah, of course, Greg. Of course, that's exactly what's happening. Like I said, I think anyway, I heard this Varg rumor. I think I heard it in Norway during the summer. Okay, let's switch to Yasuke in order to do the kata. But yeah, of course, rumors are rumors until someone confirms them, so there is that.
美しい武具だと思わぬか。早く強く振らば当たったものは砕ける。眼見なお主に
Tomorrow
ふさ
we
わしかろう。
actually have nightside rehearsals, and we're still, going through our set for the Mare and Hamina gig to warm up for Fintroll and also, learning some new songs. Because of course we're planning for a new album eventually.
On his new vids. driving a van from the 1940s.
Too bad the latest Burzum new album was really shitty. Very low effort stuff and kind of like copy pasting the riffs. Oh fuck. I was talking while trying to do the kata. I mean, I wish that Burzum would do such a comeback album like he did back in the days with Belus. The level of Belus was totally unexpected, in my opinion. I never could have imagined he would make such a strong comeback album after so many years. And Fallen, good album too. And I was like, what the fuck? This is actually seriously like doing a comeback of sorts. But anything after those two albums have been like, what the fuck this bullshit is.
Fallon thumbs up sign of the horns. He got over the whole black metal is essentially black culture thing. That made him quit BM way back when. I have heard rumors Varg has been offered big money to do Burzum live at some big European fests, but he said no so many times they don't try.
Yeah, Greg, I have heard the same rumors that Varg has been offered big sums of money in order to do those shows, and yeah, big sums. But to be honest, I think he knows as well as the others that they would most likely be big disappointments. I mean, the expectations, what what Burzum should be live. People's expectations probably would not have been matched, and I think that's one of the reasons why those Burzum shows are not happening. Because if it was about the money, he could really, just get some hard guns. I think people would be fucking lining up in order to play Burzum live. Probably not a lot of people, who are good musicians and all, would not even be asking for a lot of money if those Burzum live shows were to happen.
Kanye West offered Varg serious money to appear on his new album, but Varg refused. I think the expectations is part of the reason why he doesn't really do interviews, either. Just posts his monologues into the void and that's.
Yeah, I agree. I think those interviews, he doesn't have the control with interviews rather than doing the mono. So I think it's correct assumption. And when you do,
There's the myth and then the man.
yeah, myth and the man, definitely. I think it's when you can control the narrative as an artist. I mean, it's just something
The only
that's.
Burzum song I really like is Dunkel Hype that could be epic performed live. I don't think a lot of the material, especially the synths.
As an artist, you can control the narrative when you're like doing monologues, your own blogs, video blogs, whatever. But if that is somehow taken away, then it's a whole different ball game. And I think that's one of the reasons why certain artists don't do.
Henry's doesn't do any shows either.
That's one of the reasons why certain artists don't do interviews. They're afraid that their myth might be broken, that the legend would be lost, or they would be even ridiculous. I mean, I would never ridicule any of the artists I'm having talk with, obviously, not by intention anyway. But I think, you know, some of these artists are like, that's a real risk in some way. And same thing applies to, you know, live shows. And I think that's what would be the impossible thing with, you know, Burzum live shows. And yeah, Fenris doesn't do live shows either. But the funny thing is, you know, Dark Throne have done live shows in the past. Sure, most of them were in the 90s, early 90s, but still. So it's not like totally like never ever heard. Like I have a friend who is only like a year older than me, and he has, you know, witnessed Dark Throne's death metal gig back in the days when they played in Finland. This was like 1991 or whatever.
Play DS2.
Oh, I think I need to change character. But yeah, these are very, very different kind of our personalities. You know, Vikernes and Fenris. So I don't think they are the kind of a people who are very likely to ever perform live. But I think the reasons for Fenris and you know, Vikernes are just different. Like Fenris seems to be very social, and you know, like, hey, he is all about metal. He doesn't give a shit about posing or whatever. He seems to be very laid back with his style, which is exactly the opposite of what, you know, Vikernes is doing in a way.
Henry's appears to not really care for Liv.
Yeah, it's just weird that Fenris isn't the kind of a guy who, you know, does live things, because based on what he's like, how he talks to different people and all, I think he seems to be the kind of a guy who would really be all about just, you know, doing live and all. I find it kind of a weird, based on his output and all, that he doesn't do that. I've actually talked a few words to Fenris in 2005, no, 2004.
So nothing he doesn't have to shows, I guess it makes sense.
Sorry, now I'm missing a lot of comments because
For the type of dude he is.
shit. Suddenly I'm having... I'll get back to you people after this. Combat. So, based on what I've met Fenris once, he was actually DJing for Inferno Festival. This was in 2004. He seemed like a very laid back guy, and as much as I can tell, he seemed more like, hey, I'm just playing the records, man. Like, kind of like, I don't give a shit, the kind of a thing. So in that sense, it feels weird that he's like not playing, you know, live music, because to me, it seems like he would be exactly the kind of a guy who would, you know, play live. But what do I know? And about playing DS, maybe someday I will. Maybe someday I will, but I don't. At the moment, I won't be changing games just based on what people want. I want to play the games. Heart of Gorgoroth at least was around in Bergen. The other year, someone mentioned that he was around in a bar, at the same bar where I was. But nobody introduced me, and I wouldn't know how he looks like. So obviously could not have talked to the man. But it seems he's around in Bergen scene. One way or another. About Pest, I do not know really. It's kind of weird because I got the impression that Pest would be the kind of a guy in the scene as opposed to Heart, of which I got the impression is not in the scene so much, but I don't know. These rumors are not always up to date. And the second thing is, even if they were up to date in a way, events like Beyond the Gates can attract local people to come out of their caves and dungeons, even if they are not, not that much hanging around and all that stuff with their respective bands, especially if there are not, active bands anymore. So I don't know. Bergen is a weird city in that sense that because it is like this, Norway's most important city in a way when it comes to black metal and all. Everybody is so super connected, it seems, or at least that's the impression I've gotten past 3 years. And I'm not gonna lie. I have to say that if it wasn't for my Rauta stuff, probably people wouldn't be telling me so much stuff and introducing me to different people and all. So obviously it has helped me quite a bit, doing stuff. So what I'm saying here is people are like more eager to introduce me to, so-called important people nowadays. So back in the days, if I was just, a random metal dude or even as this kind of a, normal journalist guy, nobody would give a shit so much. But as they can now, benefit a little bit of Rauta stuff, and maybe I've gotten, a little bit of their trust or something. I think that has affected somehow that people wanna, tell me these things. And of course I like to, of course I wanna share whatever I can. I mean, I'm not gonna tell people's private things and all that, those that are not secret exactly. I mean, hey, sharing is caring, right? think since the game is all, I mean the clock is already 2:30, I probably won't have much more time today except just to clean this motherfucking place. Secured. Time to collect them lost pages, and let's see if I can have more time after that. So I probably missed some of your people's questions and comments along the gaming. Every now and then I really have to pay attention to what I'm actually doing in the game. So if I let some of your questions unanswered, just ask me again. I don't do what the fuck? It needs to be anonymous. So it's almost like I have this quest, but I cannot do it because there are people around. Oh, this is the...
ここに連れ戻されました。逃げようとしましたが叶わず。
私にお任せを。他に何かご存知で？
あれは別所の最後の生き残り。間もなくここに来ると聞いております。
ならば撃つのはその時か。
どうかわしらを、そして中村忠重殿をお助けくだされ。あの方はわしらをお守りくださった。
心配なさらず、ご住職も安全なところへ。 私はお仕を打つ。
はい、どうかお支度を。あやつはまた戻ってまいります。
支度が。
The funny thing is that this game is making those wind chime sounds often, and well, I do have a wind chime just right outside of this sauna building, so sometimes I'm like unsure if some of these sounds came from this very game, or this outside wind chime, which I actually bought from Thailand. To answer your question about shooter games, yes, I do. I mentioned many times that I'm actually a big fan of Far Cry games. I used to play some of the Call of Duty games quite a bit, quite many of them back in the days. But I mean, I've kind of got bored of them over the years. Too much the samey. But sometimes those more Call of Duty games are fun just because they're very simplistic. And you know, kind of a power fantasy as a soldier, and you know, there's some enjoyment to those. I haven't just been playing them for quite some time. Now I have to see what even was the thing here, what I was about to do. I guess I will do this Abbott thing, and then I guess I will have to bounce. I mean, it's almost 3 o'clock in the morning, and I have to be up at some point.
Call of Duty brand is good mindless entertainment, little bit of skill involved. I enjoyed the original Modern Warfare trilogy, good action style.
Yeah, Greg, I totally agree. Call of Duty games are very much like kind of a, what was the director? Michael Bay. Kind of a Michael Bay action, straight to the point, cinematic sequences, dramatic talking and all that stuff. But it's kind of a fun, great to the point kind of stuff, and you don't have to spend 50 to 100 hours to finish the game. You're pretty much done with the story in maybe 6-10 hours, and sometimes it's all you need. I mean, I've been already playing this Assassin's Creed Shadows something like 60 hours, and I'm not even close to being done because I'm so much doing side quests and side activities. But with Call of Duty, you can just run through the railroad or roller coaster and get shit done.
アダシがわしは皆に何者であったかを思い出させる。そして今一度立ち上がれることを。
This whole Harumasa Tiox, he needs to pay for his
安
sins.
城さんの僧よ。3年前窮地にあった我が別所家に加勢したお主ら羽柴秀吉は焼き討ちにした。匂うか、あの時の血が辺りの木に漂い土に染み込んでおるのだ。
奴であろう。覚悟したれ。
ここで起きたことを誕生さんは覚えておる。なのにお主らもなぜ忘れてしもうたのだ。
怒鳴り散らしても無駄だ、春政。戦は終わった。別所の家臣は勝ち目がないと悟り降伏したのだ。
ただしお主とわしはかつて兄弟と呼び合う仲であった。それが今はどうした。わしからソーラをかくまう。わしの知る勇ましき武将はどこへ行った。信念をなくしたか。
わしは信念ゆえに全てを失うた。今お主の誤った信念ゆえにこの者らが全てを失う。
よいか、ここ誕生山の者らに失うものなどすでにない。信長の老頭が根こそぎ奪い去ってしもうたのだからな。今の世で己が価値を知らしめようとするなら刀の切っ先でそれを刻みつけるより他にないのだ。故にわしは一同に刀を与えた。攻め返す道具を与えた。声を上げる手立てを与えたのだ。
この数の相手でも宗谷忠重殿を危うい目に遭わせてしまう。
不思議なものだ。そうは言うが聞こえるのはお主の声ばかりではないか。お主小角と呼ばれるものであろう。お牛に仕える最も武勇の誉れ高きつわものだとか。焼き討ちの後幼子とその祖母を見つけた。死体の悪臭のおかげで二人はうまく隠れられたのだ。目にしたものの恐ろしさにその子は声を失ってしもうた。その子にお主らの怒りが何の役に立つというのだ。その子の目に焼き付いた地獄をお主に消せるというのか。
ならば忠重様はその幼き者に何をなされました。いかにしてその者の求むる義を果たせましょうや。あなたはその幼き者を他のムクロと共に横たえ死ぬに任せた。わしはその幼子にはならぬ。皆と同じくこうして声を上げられる。
友よ、我らは共に艱難辛苦を乗り越えた中選ばせた。誕生山の僧らと同じく我らと戦うか否か決めるがよい。わしと共に戦うことを選ぶ者は皆喜んで迎えよう。三木城は再びそなたらの城となり皆新たな生を得るのだ。されど我らが貫かんとする義と誉れに背を向ける者どもに安穏と生きる道はないと思い、我が同志がそれを思い知らせてくれよ。しかと選ぶがよい。
おしめ待っておる。ソーラをかくまおうとした忠重というお方は帽子のことを知っておる。手を貸せば何か話を聞けるかもしれん。
Fuck you. Deus Ex, I never played the original game, even though I know it the fame. I have a couple of later ones that I kind of want to play at some point. I'll try to finish this game and then I have to go. I am too tired to even focus properly anymore. Fuck, so many cards, and I'm like, oh, I'm too tired. But I guess I have to.
Zachary AZ-47 Juice X is legendary. Alright, let's see what this is going to go now, and
そこなら城の様子がわかろ
う。Whiskey glass is already empty too, so it's a good cue for me to go. Of course, fast travel is impossible right now. It just makes things way too easy. Alright, but I guess I'm gonna tell you at this point some good night, because I will be saving the game and all that stuff in a matter of minutes. I'm pretty much just trying to take this character in a place so I can just safely fuck off and all. Hopefully, if I manage to come back early enough from my errands and band rehearsals, I should be having another gaming stream tomorrow evening as well. But I don't know, maybe Monday, maybe tomorrow.
A やつは戦なき恨みに駆られ、さらなる血を流さんとしております。しかもその兵は勢いを増すばかり。
このありさまに驚くならば、安家、お主はなぜ信長に仕えておった？
信長様は己が道を行けと教えてくださったお方。その道を行けばこそ主君と仰ぎ支え申した。
なれば敵の義憤も存じておろう。
おっしゃることは一理ありましょう。されど己の意に反して戦わされる者らまで我らの敵とみなすことはありますまい。
意に反しての意とは何を指す？大名から下る名か、家や一族への責務か。戦に駆り出されたとて務めを守らずに自由を選べば臆病とそしられる。
故に自由を選ぶは死を選ぶに同じ。お牛はそう信じ、ソーラにもそう思わせようとしておると。
信長が大軍を引き連れて伊賀に攻め入った時、狙いは我ら伊賀者を潰すことのみならず、奴は皆々に知らしめることを欲したのです。村人と地侍ごときも権勢を誇る者に立ち向かえるなどと思ってはならんと。
ならばお牛の命だけでなく、奴が掲げる大義も打つべしと申すのだな。
してこの筋書きでのお主の役は何だ、直江。かつての信長のように振る舞い、同じ道を行くのか。
認めがたくも信長は己の欲するものと。
Fascinated by the time period in Japan, there's an entertaining series on Netflix about the many wars during the samurai period.
Yeah, Marcos, me too. I really like these Japanese eras around this, you know, when the whole country wasn't so unified. Similar things about Chinese history too. I can strongly recommend that Ronin miniseries from Disney Plus. To anybody who is interested in Japanese history, it was a really great series. It's kind of funny how this goes. I mean, a few years ago there was a Viking show, and then there was Assassin's Creed Valhalla, then a spin-off to this Viking series. So it was so much about Vikings movies too. Now Japanese history has been trending, you know, Assassin's Creed Shadows, Ronin, Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Yatei. So a lot of these things go like hand in hand.
手を緩めはせんと話しておく。
But yeah, this is a good place for me to pause the game and just pick up the next quest 2, which I guess is right here. Okay, I guess this is the next logical step. But I think I will...
bought the book Secrets of the Samurai Hive and the Martial Arts of Feudal Japan. Should be a decent read from the reviews, but guess.
Okay, that sounds a very interesting book. Anyway, back to this game. I think I will do a little bit of exploring here, not just straight head on to all the quests and all. It seems interesting that we're once again up against a new major boss enemy and some new area. So we'll take some time to explore the whole land and all. But more about that in the next gaming session. Like I said, tomorrow or Monday. I'll just quickly save the game and wow, we are past 60 hours mark. Alright, thanks for being with me on the stream and talk to you later, maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after that. Off you go. Bye bye. Good night.